Adi Shankaracharya says, all beings are by nature pure consciousness itself. It is due to ignorance that they appear to be different from it. So Adi Shankaracharya is telling us something immensely significant. All beings are pure consciousness. You are pure consciousness. Look at yourself as being pure consciousness. And remember that God also is not a person, not an individual. This has been the biggest misunderstanding of religion over the millennia, and that's why religions have misled people. Especially those religions that believe that God is as if an individual entity, as if an old man sitting on a throne or something like that. The kingdom of God. But no, God is not a king in that way. God is pure consciousness itself. That is the Vedantic view. That is the profound view of Adi Shankaracharya. That is really reflective and echoes the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Shruti of the Sanatan Dharma. That is the whole basis of it. All things are pure consciousness. God is pure consciousness, and we are part of that consciousness. When you look at the entire question of spirituality, mysticism in that light, your whole being changes. Then you realize that your search is not for a particular entity called God, but that whole divine feeling that you are consciousness. You are not just an individual mind body. No. You are part of something greater. You are a drop in that greatness of the cosmic sea. And being such, you are already on your way towards enlightenment. You are already on the way towards realizing your higher capability. And so doing, you become fearless. So doing, you don't need to escape from something. You are part of the ultimate. And fear, circumstances, they all become a challenge to you. You are not afraid anymore. You are ready to take on the challenges. All the fearful spaces in your life, you are ready to take them on. You have gratitude in your heart. You are naturally imbued with the understanding that as pure consciousness, ultimately nothing can harm you. You feel full of power. You feel full of strength with this attitude. And you also feel a meditative aspect of life, because consciousness is a subtle thing. It cannot be. By nature, you are of that subtlety. By nature, you are of that meditativeness. You have to just relax into this feeling. And so doing, you feel all your anxieties in life dissolve. You see, it's a very fundamental shift in the way you look at yourself. Not only look at yourself, look at others, look at cosmos, look at the universe, look at God, look at the divine, and look at all the dimensions of life. Look at spirituality, religion, mysticism, science, and you realize that ultimately all is consciousness. And this is the singularity perhaps that science is going towards. You see, science at one time was considered, the universe was considered a mechanical entity where everything was perfect in God's world. That is the Newtonian view of the cosmos. But as things went along with Einstein and so on, energy became established as the fundamental component of the universe. As if energy really is behind the manifestation of matter, behind the manifestation of the mechanical universe, behind the manifestation of all things that we perceive to be real in the universe. So we've gone into a subtler realm of energy. And ultimately, according to Vivekananda and others, science will also come to the singularity that all is consciousness. So that is the beauty of the Upanishads. That is really what a lot of scientists, such as Dr. George Sudarshan, who's been nominated for the Nobel Prize so many times, he keeps asserting that really the Upanishads are talking about something really cosmically profound. It's not just to make us feel good, no. At the level of universe, at the level of cosmos, at the level of objective reality, it's also true. Eventually, science will move towards the realization that all things are consciousness. So Adi Shankaracharya is telling you to feel this, that you are pure consciousness itself and all things are pure consciousness itself. And in a realm of pure consciousness, what circumstance will distress you? What challenge will distress you? Nothing can distress you. And in fact, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is telling Arjun the same thing. He's saying nothing can harm you. Fire cannot burn yourself. The sword cannot cut you. Because at your essence, you are that Atman, you are that consciousness, that soul of consciousness, of divine, the royal consciousness. That is the secret of Raja Yoga, to know yourself as that. And then you feel more and more peace within yourself. You feel more and more self-power. You feel mind power, you feel spiritual power, mystic power, and most importantly, you feel bliss. So knowing yourself as consciousness, knowing the universe and all beings as consciousness, knowing God as the ultimate consciousness, takes you towards the state of Satchit Ananda, where you can experience higher truth, higher consciousness, and great beauty, great feeling of bliss within your mind. And really there's nothing to do. This is the beauty of Vedanta. This is the beauty of Adi Shankaracharya's teachings. It's not a question of doing some karma. It's not a question of doing some ritual. No, those things have their own importance, but they are not the primary and fundamental thing. At the heart of Sanatan Dharma is this feeling that you are consciousness. All beings are consciousness. If you get established in this attitude, everything around you, you find, starts changing. Because your whole perception of life, your whole way of looking at life has gone into a creative energy, has gone into a celebration, has gone into a dance, has gone into a song. And you feel that you can experience a tremendous contentment, a tremendous feeling that you can fulfill your destiny, you can fulfill your potential. This is very, very important. This is what needs to be imbued in us. We need to understand this profound message of Vedanta, and that's why Vedanta is so very universal, because it is not talking about a particular religion. No, Adi Shankara is not talking about a particular path, a particular religion, and so on. No, he's just talking about our moments of consciousness. Make every moment such that you can experience this feeling that all is consciousness. So doing, you transform every moment and you move into the timeless. You experience that which has been described as the ultimate state. You get a glimpse of that which has been described as the state of mukti, the state of moksha, the state of nirvana, the state of samadhi, the state of satori, and so on. You experience that which has been called the kingdom of God. You find an echo of the divine within your heartbeat. And when you find the echo of the divine within your heartbeat, all your potential that has remained unused, all your potential that has remained dormant, breaks free into a blossoming, breaks free into spreading its fragrance into the world. And then you become utterly strong within yourself. You become utterly fulfilled within yourself. You feel that nothing can essentially disturb you. You feel that you are indeed, you have been missing that essential reality of yourself. And now you are indeed so much more intense, so much more established and rooted in your way of functioning. Because once this fear has vanished about what will happen to your mind-body complex, what will happen to you at the physical level, what will happen to you at the material level, you suddenly feel tremendously trustful, you suddenly feel tremendously empowered, you suddenly feel tremendously relaxed. So that is the benediction, the grace, the blessing of Adi Shankara, that he's teaching us this divine gift of experiencing yourself as pure consciousness, pure love, pure truth, pure freedom, pure energy, pure beauty. And ultimately realizing one's oneness with the greater reality, removing our psychological fears and moving towards mystical courage, integration, strength, and most importantly, the ability to flower to your utmost potential. And that potential is in the realm of consciousness itself. The profound silences of consciousness is where the magic happens. The magic of potential realization, the magic of higher achievement in every way. And your mind becomes collected, your heart becomes collected, your entire being becomes collected into an intense, overflowing fulfillment that is the true key of successful living in all aspects of life.